What's up, y'all? My name is Andre Hopkins, also known as Entre Interview, and today I'm joined here by 100 Thieves NBS. How are you feeling?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm feeling good. We just won our second group stage match in Split 2. Um, we're against Crew today, and we're like a new comp in Split, pretty dominant performance, and then like a pretty, like, I don't want to say like nail biter, but like a tough game where we start on Ascent on attack and then we lose both pistols. So, um, like, very different in between two maps, I would say.
Very roller coaster emotions for you. I'm sure sitting back in the coaching booth. Let's start with one of the highs. I just wanted to say, walk me through the coaching booth during that the first map, that 13-0. Gee, what was it like between you and Doom Bros?
Um, We just prepared the composition yesterday. Played a couple of games because we felt like our split needed like a little bit of a refreshment. I played like the Sage comp and Raze, like Sage Raze comp for like a long time. And it got like a little bit stale. So prepared it yesterday. We look at Leviathan, who has been recently looking like the best split team maybe in the world. And we said, hey, like they're playing actually the same comp that we play on most other maps. So yeah, we did some research, took some things from them. And yeah, it's honestly like going into today, we're not like very confident in our split. And I told the guys, like just don't worry about having to win the rounds or having to win the game. So enemies map pick, we just like freshly prepared it. Just go out there, make sure you communicate, play together as much as possible. And whatever happens, happens. If we lose the map, it's on me, it's fine, it's not on you guys. And yeah, and then I guess this kind of like a relieving pressure speech hopefully helped them. And then they just flowed throughout the game. Like me and Doombros, we just kind of relaxed in our chairs and it was like a cinema, like we were just sitting there and watching and yeah, couldn't never imagine that we would just like 13-0 team on a map that we just prepared.
I mean, let me tell you, I'm sitting there watching, and I was like, "Oh, but they look so good." To hear that you made the comp yesterday, you would think you've been practicing this for months. The way the team was playing, I mean, I was gonna ask just kind of about the comp switch, but you brought it up yourself. I mean, what was the decision behind swapping away from the Sage, which the team has kind of run all year?
So Split has always been like a pretty comfortable map for us. That being said, it's like the last or one of the last maps that we had in the current map pool where we still play like this low control style. Because on most of the other maps, we're leaning towards like Neon Phoenix, which are like a way more aggressive kind of micro fights based composition. And it became a little bit stale. There's been like a maybe last month or two, we didn't really get that many scrims on Split. And like when we lost against BBL, we had like a pretty poor game plan from our side. So it was like the game was pretty rough. And then just after that time, it just felt like we wanted like a refreshment on the map. We wanted something fresh, something new. Luckily, we managed to like keep pretty much three of the agents. We just changed from Raze Sage to Neon Phoenix. So it was just like a change for Tim and Peter. So because it wasn't like a complete change, like we still run Omen and Viper in this double controller kind of style, but like with a little bit more like aggressive oomph in the front lines in terms of like Neon and Phoenix. So it wasn't really that hard to like change it. Like I think our team players know how to play the map very well in terms of like macro, when to rotate, when to retake space, all of that stuff. So this comp has even more tools for proactivity. And yeah, like it was really nice. It worked much better than I would have hoped for.
Like I said, it looked absolutely phenomenal. And you talk about one of the core parts is how strong that Phoenix is, and the two. I mean, you guys looked really good. The best team in the world has one of the best Phoenix players. I mean, what do you kind of think separates, at least for your personal player Asuna, his Phoenix play from kind of other Phoenix players?
I honestly think Peter's utility usage, like Asuna's utility usage is insane. Like I don't think it can get much better. Like he's very creative with his walls and he has perfect timings for his mollies. His ults are very reliable. He knows when to ult passively for info. He knows when to ult like aggressively to take space. Like flashing is all obviously, nice, but I think that's like the easiest part of the Phoenix kit to use. It's all about timing and when you do the flash. But yeah, I think it's just like Phoenix right now overall is like a very strong agent because all of his abilities are strong. Like if you compare, like Phoenix to Kea. When Phoenix only lands, like doing like a lot of damage instantly, where like Chaos like does these pulses and it feels like a little bit clunky, a little bit slow. So yeah, like Phoenix, I think just fits Asuna really well, and I think he's like getting the most out of the agent. Like also like the way we manage or Asuna manages like ultimate economy, we're making sure we get all the orbs on him, all the bomb plants on him. Whenever the round's secure, we try to like chase kills on him. So it's like a lot of things that just kind of connect, and yeah, I think like the agent just fits him like a glove.
We've seen in kind of the last few tournaments, back in Santiago, the team who won had the best neon player and one of the best Yorus. In London, it was Spike, who's one of the best neons. Going into champs, do you think Phoenix will have the same kind of pull on the meta where the team who wins will have one of the best Phoenix players?
I think Neon is still almost as good. Well, not as good, but almost as good as it used to be. So it's not just Phoenix; it's also Neon. I think a lot of teams are going back to Neon right now, and it feels like Split One to EWC to Split Two. Like the meta kind of remains the same. The Sentinel changes and the Initiator changes didn't really like do that much. So yeah, I do definitely think like Neon and Phoenix both are like the key factor, at least for us and the archetype that we run. So like those agents like complement each other pretty nicely as well. And like Timotino and Asuna, they just play so well off each other. It's just like beautiful to watch. So um I don't know if it's gonna be like the best Phoenix that wins champions or does good in champions. Like it's usually the team that does well together. Um, but yeah, like I think it's definitely important to know, like to have a specialist, if you will, on the agent that can use like all of his abilities to the maximum effect.
I mean, you kind of when you came up to I almost said TSM 100 Thieves, you kind of brought Vora and Timotino with you. How have you seen their development kind of grow through this year of being in VCT?
When you bring rookies to tier one, there's always a risk, and like these risks, almost like every team takes, every year or every second year. Um, a lot of the time, it's very important how you develop the talent, and you need to give like first of all, you need to be sure about your pick, obviously, like which rookies you take into tier one. And luckily, I spent like a year with Vora in TSM, and then with them just like one split as well in TSM, like half a year, you can say. So like I knew them very well. That's why I was like so confident to bring them with me. Um, Other than that, like you need very good development, I think, for rookies as well. You need to set good examples, good working environment. I think like having a strong coach behind the rookies back is also super important. That being said, um, I think development, especially like for Vora, who's like not only a rookie but also an IGL, like a new IGL since last year in TSM. Like he's like still impressing me and he's still improving as an IGL as a player so much. Like I don't know if he has a ceiling anywhere. Same goes for Tim. Like he's an insane duelist. He's like an all-arounder, can play any agent. He's so positive and full of energy, and he's like such a good human to have in a team environment as well because he's like so uplifting, positive, super smart as well. So yeah, I think like both of those, like we kind of like lucked out to be able to get them. I was like lucky to scout them in my time with TSM as well, and I was like very thankful to 100 Thieves that they put trust in my decision that I could bring them over with me.
Question here: do you see the potential in this team to help you become the first ever two times champs winning coach?
Uh, um, I think our team's potential is very high. I don't really think about like results in that way. Like obviously, it's always nice to win. That's why we're all here. Like like the competitive side of us. Like all the players, all the coaches. Like we just love competing. We love um just like the whole competitive scene. Like I've been through many games myself as a player, and then coaching like a couple of games too. So it's obviously always nice, but yeah, I don't think that much about what does it mean or like titles and this. I'm mostly just focused on our team, making sure the team culture is good, making sure that not only I try to make the team into like a strong team or strong individual players, but also like good human beings, like I try to like have good values in the team as well. Um, so it's kind of like developing them as players, but also developing them as humans because they are usually young adults, right? Which still need guidance in life. So yeah, just like trying my best to make sure like the team that I coach, they have everything they need. They are moving towards a good direction because obviously, like this part of our lives in esports, especially for players, like it will sooner or later end. And as us as coaches, we get like multiple players throughout our careers as well. So just kind of like spreading positivity, making sure everyone's happy and um, everyone's like in a good spot after like they leave the team because it's all also inevitable sooner or later. But yeah, like I mean, moving back to your question about the double champions title, obviously that would be nice. That's definitely not like the main focus for me.
Okay. And then on Ascent, we saw the team kind of go down. I think it was 1-5, and you didn't call a timeout. Was there a reason you decided to not call it? Do you just believe in the team's ideas?
So like the usual default timeout for coaches when you're losing is like when you're 0-4, right? You lose your pistol, you lose your first gun round, which is like anti-bonus, and then you go to eco, you lose that, and you talk about round five. That being said, I don't just timeout to timeout. Um, Most of the times I use timeouts when either I need to stop enemy's momentum, right? Like in EWC, we had that one round where we kind of lost on Haven when we secured the round 5-3, the spike is planted, and we just overextend, we lose a round that we should never lose. So that was like a timeout that I needed to do after round two, um, because we needed to recover mentally and we needed to stop their momentum. But most of the times, the timeouts are like to guide players and give them reads or if they are blanking out in terms of like ideas, like give them ideas, give direction. And today against Crew, when we played on Ascent, we started 0-4, but everyone was locked in, sharp. The comms were like was flowing around. People had a lot of good ideas. Everyone knew exactly what to do. Like those rounds we lost as well. Like they were good rounds. They were winnable rounds as well. Crew played better in those, but it wasn't like our game plan wasn't working or anything like that. So yeah, it's because our guys were still like very dialed in. They knew exactly what to do. So I didn't need to do anything. Like well, I'm always there listening, and if I need to help, I will help. And um, that time they just didn't need any help and we just kept on going. They actually, funny fact, after we won Vora, like our IGL, he complimented me for not taking a timeout, for like believing in them. And I said, yeah, you guys, like, I don't take timeout because it's all you. Like, you make me not take timeout because you're doing so well, even when we were 0-4 down.
I mean, in the call I was in, they did a little comms check in. The whole time, I'm like, oh, the comms, they're so clean. This is amazing. There's just some teams, they're kind of cluttered, and then just hearing something like that, where it feels like everyone knows what they need to talk about when, and not overcoming, I think is the biggest thing. So,
Yeah. I want to mention regarding the comms, like one thing, just one little detail. Like, we've been working for a couple of months with a performance coach. Her name is Michelle. She's from Australia, and she's like a comms specialist. So she's been actually helping us a lot with the comms, making sure it's clean, making sure like we have good agent names whenever we see on the map, and make sure we don't like double, triple com. So yeah, like special shout out to Michelle. She's been super helpful, and one of the reasons why our comms are this like elite level.
I mean, I remember the short break before London. I DM'd her on the Twitter, being like, "Hey, I'd love to interview." Sadly, didn't hear back, but hey, if she hears this, offer is still on the table. I'd love to talk to her. I think it'd be very interesting. So, towards the beginning of the year, Asuna was playing a lot of different roles. He was on Initiator, he was on Smokes, just kind of doing everything. But then as time went on, we saw him kind of come down to just being a Phoenix player. At what point was that decision made?
So Valorant is like a ever-changing game in terms of metas and what's strong, what's not. We get like a lot of patches during the year. Um, and it was like just before, I think it was between kickoff and stage one when the Yoru got like there was rumors that Yoru is gonna get nerfed, and then we actually kind of missed out on playing Yoru in kickoff ourselves. Um, then in between kickoff and split one, we actually started playing him, and we were doing really good as well. And then this Yoru nerf rumors started coming around, and then eventually they actually did happen. So after that happened, we tried to like find a new kind of direction, and just before Split 1 started, picked up on Phoenix. Like myself, I thought he's like really good in a good position, and he pretty much can kind of replace Yoru in a lot of comms. Like Neon was still super strong, so like instead of Neon Yoru, you would run Neon Phoenix, and it took like a little bit of convincing because obviously before, like if you think back, for the before Phoenix became meta, for the last 3 years, probably everyone, me included, said, "Why play Phoenix if you can play KO?" Um, but Phoenix slowly kept getting buffed here and there, little by little, and it kind of like just went under the radar. And yeah, like I managed to convince our players to like try the composition. And first off, we started like with Tim on Phoenix, just because he was the Yoru player when we started practicing the Neon Yoru in between Split One and Kof. And when we picked a Phoenix, it just kind of made sense. Okay, Asuna stays on Neon, and we'll put Tim from Yoru to Phoenix. Just because we didn't really have that much time before Split 1. And then eventually, slowly, we swapped them first on Breeze and then on other maps as well. I do have to say, like, Tim on Neon and Asuna on Phoenix is like a much better fit for us as a team and for them as a players. Like Tim is like really good opera as well, and then you can't really open Phoenix that almost at all. So yeah, it just like there was a good reason why we didn't start like that, just because we had lack of time before Split 1. But eventually we just transitioned and yeah, kind of hit the jackpot, if you will.
Just to wrap up, how do you feel going into your upcoming game versus Sentinels?
Feeling as good as always. Like our main goal after EWC was recovery. Like I will say, like the first series against G2 was pretty rough for me and Doomros as well. I think the guys were also still like a little bit jet lagged. Everyone was like waking up 6 a.m. Every day. So it was nice that we played the first game of the day. That definitely helped. And yeah, like that whole first week was a little bit like drowsy. But this week, I think everyone felt fresh. I think all the jet lag is gone. We still have like a little bit of like light sickness going around. At first it was like Vora, then Dumros, and now today it was Bang, but it's like nothing serious. So like still trying to recover after that. But I think next week against Sentinels, we should be like fully refreshed, fully ready, and it's just gonna be another game, another day in the office. We go out there, play our game, make sure the players are um ready in every shape, way, and form, and just make a little adjustments here and there. Sentinels, I think, are looking pretty good. Um, and I think like the mid-season roster changes that they did, finally is like everything is coming together. They had like a lot of time to prepare as well, so definitely not gonna underestimate them. I know there's like a little bit of like a rivalry going on between Sen and 100 Thieves historically, but I don't really care too much about that. Like I just joined the team this year, so I'm just looking at this year, and this year we won once, and then we lost against them once as well. So looking like to um win the next series and like one showing some good performance, good Valorant, but results is like are results, as the word says. Like we just focus on performance, trying to play our game, and whatever happens, happens. And recently we've been like in a very good form, so luckily we're getting some very nice results. Yeah,
Like I told you back in kickoff, it's been one of my favorite teams to just kind of watch all year, see the growth, the development. So, NVS, thank you very much for your time, per usual. Have a great rest of your night, and good luck in your game next week versus Sentinels.
yeah. Thanks for having me.